Hi everyone, I wanted to speak to everyone out there currently who's feeling unhappy. Today I've come to a place that I find very special. It's actually the 震旦博物馆 to look at some of the 佛像. Actually, a lot of people ask me whether I'm religious, and whilst obviously I'll keep that private, my own personal beliefs, there is one particular set of beliefs that I do think are very inspirational, and that is Buddhism. So I often come to places like this to take a look. The reason I like Buddhism is because I think it diagnoses something fundamental, has a very fundamental insight about the human condition. This is the origin of suffering, effectively. For Buddhists, the natural state really of an unenlightened human being is suffering. And where does that suffering arise from? Suffering arises from the fact that we as human beings cling to objects, to things, to form, and all of that is impermanent. In other words, we're unhappy because everything changes, everything we like is lost, everything we feel dissipates, and living in that ever-changing world, there is no security for us, and that is what causes us pain. A very simple example is retail therapy, right? You buy yourself maybe a bag, you feel happy for a while, but that bag eventually will disappear, it'll get scuffed up, it'll be damaged, maybe it gets lost, maybe it gets devalued, and therefore it's lost. Even that feeling you feel initially, you buy that bag, you feel elated, but that feeling itself disappears very quickly, and then you have to buy something new to replace it. But it never quite gets to that original feeling, and you get caught in this cycle of trying to buy stuff and recreate that feeling, with that feeling always going. It's exactly like that. Everything is impermanent. The bag, your feelings, everything. So if you cling to it, you're bound to suffer. That was the fundamental insight of Buddhism. And Buddhism is about overcoming that, about living in a world where everything is impermanent and trying to overcome that suffering. And these are the messages that I find very inspirational. But what I wanted to do is leave something for all of those out there who perhaps right now aren't feeling so good. And that's a phrase that I often repeat to myself at difficult times, which is, this too shall pass. That comes from Buddhism because, as I said, nothing is permanent. Today you might be feeling terrible, but it will pass. Today you might be feeling great, and that will pass too. You have to deal with equanimity, these different cycles of things coming and going, of good and bad. And when you can achieve that state of acceptance, that some days it's good and sometimes it's bad, then you step one step closer towards getting rid of suffering in your life.